Oh, welcome back to the show. Summer is here. Kids are out of school, and those dreaded words, we're bored, is what everybody's hearing. Not the case. Should never be the case because we have the Mayborn Museum complex in Waco, Texas, and I have the wonderful Rebecca Nall here with us. After many years, you and I have talked about
Hmm.
the Mayborn, and Rebecca, of course, is Assistant Director of Exhibits, Communication, and Visitor Services. Quite
It's
a title. Or is it changed? Have they
no,
added to it?
that is my title.
But you know where everything is and
Hmm.
where it's happening at the museum, and that's what we want to talk about today because it is the summertime, and you have a marvelous exhibit coming up that's going to run through Labor Day, right?
Yes, it's actually open now. We opened last weekend. It's called Cats and Dogs, and it invites you to explore the world of these animals that live in our homes, and just learn more about them. How they think, how they communicate, their different challenges, and quizzes. So you can learn a lot about the science of cats and dogs, how they've been studied, and really just get some more insight, more appreciation.
Well, of course, the whole point of what the Mayburn is here for, and that's to help people learn more about the world around them.
Hmm.
And man, those dogs and cats, they just kind of work their way into our hearts.
Yes, and that is evolutionary by design. So the they evolved over time to be
Well,
domesticated.
yeah, when you think that
Um,
little Chihuahua kind of came from a wolf. I
mhm.
mean, every once in a while, if you've ever had a Chihuahua, you could maybe got to figure that out. But
Well, one of the things I learned about this exhibit is that dogs have the most diverse species in terms of body shape. That there's more than like 250 different breeds of dogs that are
oh,
recognized, and that doesn't even include all other types of dogs. So there's dogs that are a Chihuahua size. There are dogs that are 1 pound, and then there are dogs that are 200 pounds.
right,
So there's a wide range.
right, and then of course the way they help man. Some are
Hmm.
obviously working dogs, and we think of the police dogs and the dogs that in the military and all that kind of thing, and those that just want to sit on a pillow and say, "Pet me,
Yeah,
I
that's
look
my
pretty."
dog.
Is that your dog?
Mhm.
Okay.
He is a Labrador, so he's a big
But
dog,
he
but
thinks he's a
does
lap
just.
dog. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard of that too, and of course cats. Let's and I'm a cat person too. Currently, we don't have a dog or a cat in the home, which is kind of sad, and it's not going to stay like that way, I don't think. But cats are just so incredible in the way they think and the
Hmm.
way they operate, and how they let you as the human live there with them.
Yeah. So there's one of the interactives. You can actually, you're sitting at a computer screen and you're viewing the world as a cat or a dog
Hmm.
would view the world. And so you put your hands on the table, and it'll um, give you vibrations because they're also sensing things through vibrations through the floor. They're sensing things through their sense of smell. So that's really fun. You can be a cat.
Really, and understand more about, as you say, how they do see the world. Is
Hmm.
it true they don't see color, or they don't see things the same way humans? I mean, how would you know that anyway?
Yeah, I think dogs maybe don't see color as much.
It
I
seemed like it was
haven't.
something I'd heard.
Um, I don't know that. I don't want to say anything wrong about that, but I don't think dogs don't see color in the same way
Hmm.
that we do. But they have a much deeper range of a sense of smell than we
Oh,
do, so they can tell a lot
incredibly,
more
yeah, and
from
incredibly
smell.
intense. Yeah, yeah.
But the exhibit does break some myths that are common about animals, like do cats always land on their feet, and they tend to, but
Hmm.
it's not always the case, and it really just depends on
Don't
how
be
far
throwing
they're
one off a
falling.
building just to
Right.
see,
Right.
please.
Yes, definitely. But it kind of does depend on how far they're falling. If they don't have as far to fall, then they're not able to turn themselves.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, if they might not be able to yeah, to always land on their feet.
Yeah, well, if you've ever been around a cat, sometimes they can be klutzy, and
Yes.
it's always like, you didn't see that. I didn't actually do that. I mean, you get this sense from them that they're just so regal and so, have everything together. So this exhibit is going to be through Labor Day. It's going to be all
Yes.
summer long. Of course, you're not inviting people to bring their pets.
No, but we are inviting people to bring pictures of their pets. We have a Hall of Fame that's set up just outside the exhibit, and we have preloaded it with pictures of staff pets. So we invited all
Oh,
the Mayborn staff pets or staff members to bring pictures of their pets to contribute. So we do have cats and dogs that are represented. We also have a couple of chickens. So if you're not a cat or a dog person, you can bring whatever pet
whatever your pet
holds your
is.
heart. And so we have a photo box that people can contribute to, so you can bring it to the museum, and then we'll put it up for you, so you'll be able to see your pet in our pet wall of fame.
Well, it's exciting to tell everybody about this special kind of exhibit because back 21 years ago
Mm-hmm.
when the Mayborn opened, part of the whole design of the building was to have a nice size space for special traveling exhibits
Mm-hmm.
like this one here. So this cats and dogs has come from where was the last place? Do you know where it came from or not?
I think it was in Georgia most recently, but this exhibit was actually developed by a museum in Paris.
Really?
And so it's a trilingual exhibit. It's translated into English, French, and Spanish. And it's traveled by a company called Imagine, and they work with museums that build traveling exhibits and will do, the legwork, like the licensing and the contracts and the shipping, and help with the installation for those institutions, which is pretty cool.
Well, there is so much behind the scenes
Hmm.
involved that I know you get to be a part of. My husband and I happened to be there, and we were in the kind of the back part of the building, and there were these huge pallets
Hmm.
loaded up with I forget, was it Sacred Spaces
Yes, that
exhibit, I
probably was.
think, and it was all wrapped up. And you don't think about how how much effort
Hmm.
goes into bringing these amazing exhibits to life.
Yeah, we have our schedule booked out usually a couple years in advance.
Hmm
We're
you have to.
so and it's nice to be able to do it that way so you can see, what else is going to be happening in the world during this period, what else is going to be happening at Baylor and the Waco community. We were able to plan, exhibit about space that coincided with the eclipse that
Yeah.
we had last year. And then also just kind of looking at making sure that there's a variety of topics, um, a mix between science and culture, exhibits that appeal towards younger kids and older families and adults. So we try to keep that all in mind whenever we're choosing the exhibits over, a couple of year span. Make sure we have a good mix. We we see tourists and people from out of town, but at heart, the Mayborn really is a community museum. We have a very strong community. We have a wonderful membership base, and those folks come to the museum often. They love the Mayborn, so we want to keep things fresh for them and provide opportunities for them to see something new.
I mean, I was kind of going through my photos of the Mayburn, and of course, I remember walking through the space as a member of the media. You were kind of showing it off. It wasn't finished,
Hmm.
but we were upstairs on that second floor where all the children's area was, and I'm thinking to myself, bring on the grandkids, and that was obviously way before we had
Hmm.
our beautiful granddaughters, and I have just seen them through my photos at the Mayborn, and them grow up because anytime they come to town, we mention the Mayborn, and they are just. I said we should make a commercial for the Mayborn, and them. The Mayborn is that they're so excited and they love it. They're getting older, but that same excitement is there. Um, anyway, I love the Mayborn Museum for that reason alone. But as you say, appealing to a lot of different folks and appealing to, just the numbers that come through. And I was looking just last year alone, 190,220 visitors.
Yes.
And that's
We, um, we're excited. Our attendance continues to grow.
mhm.
And as I mentioned, we have a great membership base. We have about 4,000 membership households. And so those are folks that are coming, frequently, definitely more than once, some, more than 20 times in a year,
Mhm.
which is great.
Yeah. So how can someone get more information on getting that membership?
So all that information is available on our website, www.maybornmuseum.com. We have lots of different levels of memberships. The family membership starts at $95, and that is for two named adults and any of the children in the household. But as you know, we also have grandparent memberships.
Yeah, right.
So grandparents can purchase it, and that will cover them, and then also all of the grandchildren that they have in their family, so they can bring any of the grandchildren. Sometimes different groups of kids will be in town at different times.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And then we have memberships for lifelong learning as well. Lifelong learning, join the Mayborn. I guess it might be
I
almost 4 years
I was going to
ago
say
now.
because I've been a presenter for Baylor Lifelong Learning for many years, and we kind of my little class traveled all over the city till we landed there at the Mayborn. We were upstairs
Yes,
for at least 1 year, and then we moved to the
to the
to the
theater.
auditorium,
Yeah.
to the theater. Yes, I mean, and you've got more than 500 people involved with Baylor Lifelong Learning.
Yes, and it's really a great program, designed toward, to adults that aren't in school anymore but still really want to learn. Mostly for 50 and older. We have a lot of, retired folks that are participants in lifelong learning. But the classes that they offer are just amazing. So their classes are usually 3 or 4 parts, around a series. There's been classes on, the JFK assassination, on World War II. This last year there was one on robots and artificial intelligence. So really great classes, really great speakers, a lot of Baylor professors and MCC professors. And then we also have opportunities to, learn more about lifelong learning through coffees throughout the year. And then they usually do a bus trip to a different city to see a different museum or, explore a different, cultural organization. And it's a lot of fun.
Well, and I mean that's a huge help too to the university to have it kind of a project or a program like that for senior adults. They're kind of under one roof, if you will, and provide. You were great to provide. What I needed for my little music class that I did. Yeah, yeah. Of course, so all ages. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, the work of a museum is to appeal to the entire community.
Yes, we, our goal, it's part of our mission to, spark curiosity, encourage lifelong learning. So much of your learning takes place out of the classroom. And, so we're training, the next generation but really everyone.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, though, I want to talk a little more about the history of the Mayborn, its founding, just some of the great things that you're doing to honor those people who've meant a lot in the life of the Mayborn Museum. So we'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone, and then you're going to use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us in our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
And welcome back. We've got Rebecca Nall with the Mayborn Museum. And Rebecca, the Mayborn in its 21 years in its current location is just a small snippet of the life of this museum, which started back really in the 1850s when Baylor professors were beginning to kind of collect specimens and collect things. And then we've got John Strecker. So let's talk a little bit about the origins of the Mayborn.
Yeah, as you mentioned, in the 1850s, this is really early Baylor history. Professors were collecting specimens to use, as educational materials in their classes, which was the foundation of the collection for the Baylor University Museum. And that started in 1893. It, moved around campus several times over the years. It was in Patton F. Hall for a while. A lot of people in recent memory remember the Strecker Museum.
Oh, yeah.
That was in the basement of Sid Richardson.
It was. I remember going as a bluebird. The first visit I made and saw that whalebone.
Yes.
It was the biggest thing that I'd ever seen in my life.
That's really fun to look at pictures of the museum over time and always see the whale skull.
I know.
I think it was donated to the museum in 1905.
Yeah.
And
it's huge.
So you can see it's been in our collection more than 100 years.
Yeah.
And you can see it at the Cotton Palace. There's pictures of John Strecker taking it to the Cotton Palace. There's pictures of it in Patton F. Hall. There's pictures of it in Sid Richardson. And now we have it on display at the Mayborn. So whenever we got, the funding to create the Mayborn Museum, the Strecker Museum closed on campus. We are the same entity. We're the same collection. But the Strecker Museum combined with the Ollie Mae Moen Discovery Center, which is a children's museum that was located downtown, and also with the Governor Bill and Vera Daniel Historic Village, which had been moved to Baylor campus in the 1980s. So that was, already located in the site where the Mayborn was built. And
so it was already there.
It was already there.
And
It had
then
been moved there in the 80s.
And then the building. Okay.
That was a lot of foresight of the
No
the
kidding.
current museum director to move it there. And we do have a great, spot on campus just right on the river. The historic village was, a very vibrant, place at that time. So it's great, to have it all under one umbrella. So, we just opened as, a wonderful museum complex that was, natural cultural history museum, an outdoor historic village, and then also a children's wing, Children's Discovery Center. We also have the Museum Studies program. That's an academic department within the university. And so those classes take place within the museum. It's a graduate program and also a major and minor for undergrads. There's a lot of undergrads that take intro to museums who might not, work in museums later, but just want to learn more. And that's been really fun to see. Those classes have really blossomed. And so it's been really fun to have a lot of Baylor students in the museum and, getting a greater appreciation for museums.
Right. They're getting university credit for it, but also you got maybe a pool of volunteers too, and interns and so forth. And so you do have a lot of volunteers that help you out, right?
We do. We have a great pool of adult volunteers. A lot of our volunteers are, participate with the lifelong learning program. That is a volunteer-led program that's housed within the Mayborn, and our staff helps support it. We have adult volunteers that help in our collection, that, talk to our visitors, that help greet school groups. And then we also have college volunteers that fill those same roles. And during the summertime, we have a teen volunteer program. And so that's going on pretty soon. Early June, they're going to have orientation, and we will have teams throughout the museum. I think we have some helping with marketing, collections. They'll be talking to visitors on the floor. So that's always really fun. It brings like a breath of fresh air into the museum.
Right. And young people just getting more and more appreciation for the work of the Mayborn Museum. In fact, I said numbers-wise, more than almost 5,000 volunteer hours logged for folks helping out. You've had some key folks through the years who have meant a lot in the life of the Mayborn. And of course, last year was the big 20th anniversary blowout where the mammoths were displayed. And I remember having you on the podcast before, and you was kind of sweating it out. Are we going to get those bronzes ready to go?
It was close.
Made it. But of course, Dr. Linda Livingstone was able to kind of lead out on the dedication. Now let's talk a little bit about those bronzes, because they just almost take your breath away when you drive by. I mean, they're still so magnificent.
Yes, we were really hoping to have, to create an iconic installation in front of the museum, and we did. We are located we're part of Baylor. We're located on such a beautiful campus, but some of the feedback we've gotten over the years is, well, I really couldn't tell that was the museum. It just looked like any other building on campus. I didn't know where I was.
I see. It could have been a math building or something, I guess, yeah.
I've heard that, like, it's the economics building. It looks just like the economics building.
Right.
So as we're working on, what are the next 20 years of the Mayborn look like, and we're making some plans to have updates to our natural and cultural history wing as well. Putting the mammoths in front of the museum was really the first step to that. We worked with Tom Tischler, who's a very well-known animal sculptor. You will have seen his bronzes in zoos all over the world. There's a number of them in the Cameron Park Zoo. So he is really good at being able to recreate animals scientifically. We worked with the mammoth site he went to the site to make sure that these were the Waco mammoths. He measured some of the bones that are present at that site. He worked with the paleontologist, Dr. Yan, on the looks and, is that the correct amount of hair on a Columbian mammoth, per, current scientific understanding. So it was a great process, and the result has been amazing. And it's really, really great to see families taking pictures with the mammoths every day. Every day there's someone out there taking pictures.
Oh, yeah. If you could charge admission for that, you could pay for that new wing.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So, yeah, you have a bold new plan to do some great stuff. Let's talk about that.
So really over the next 10 years, we're going to be slowly updating our natural and cultural history wing. We have the first phase, really we're moving forward with that, and construction is going to start in September. And we are effectively adding an additional 5,000 square feet to our exhibit space.
Wow.
We're going to be knocking down some walls.
Okay.
We're losing some storage space, which is always hard, but we're giving that space back to our visitors. And we will open Cultural Crossroads in the spring, sometime in spring 2026.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with the museum and you've been into the Texas Lifeways exhibit that talks about the different types of people and the different communities that lived in this area in the 1850s, we're recreating those stories, but, updating them. We're going to provide, a more immersive experience. We have been working with the Wichita and affiliated tribes to build a new grass house that is more accurate.
And you're going to document the building of that, I understand.
Yes. So during the summer, if you're visiting the museum, you might actually get to see that being built in sight in the exhibits. You can watch that, and then we're going to film it. And so in its final place, it'll be kind of halfway built. But the idea is that you can see what the construction would look like, how that would take place, and we'll have a video of it, as it's being built. We're also working with the Comanche to tell stories of Comanche. We're working with a Comanche artist. We are telling the Tejano story in Waco at that time as well. And the log house that we have, the log house that existed in Lifeways is original. They're original wood beams from a house that was in this area in the 1850s. So we've had to slowly deconstruct that and make sure that we know exactly how we put it up. Our exhibits team has been working really hard on that so they can put it back up. But we're going to add some more immersive, interactive features to that exhibit, so you can learn more about what a family's struggles would have been living in this area at that time.
Well, I'm imagining, they're becoming construction artists as well to take something like that apart and then rebuild it again. I think though back to that wonderful gala that evening, and it was so amazing, so wonderful, and had Brittany Petrulli from
the Texas Association
Museum. She was wonderful, but you were able to the staff there at the Mayborn was able to recognize John and Marie Childs. So let's talk a little bit about the Childs and what they've meant to the museum, as well as Sue Mayborn, who wasn't able to be there, but obviously it's got her name.
Yes, it does. Well, so last year during the gala, we started the Spark Awards, which we've continued this year. And the Spark Awards are really designed to honor, as you said, the people that have meant so much to the Mayborn over the years, who've helped us spark curiosity in the community. And Sue Mayborn is definitely one of those people. She's been a great partner to the museum, a great supporter of the museum over the years, as well as John and Marie Childs. They were leaders of the Strucker Associates and helped with the original Capitol campaign to build the Mayborn, which really, so the Mayborn opened in 2004, but that committee really kind of kicked off in 1989.
Yeah.
So it took a while to get the Mayborn, and which, you know, it's really thanks to the Childs and, you know, other people that on the Strucker Associates that we were able to open such an amazing space. So, and the Childs have been just such great partners over the years, wonderful supporters of the museum. They're still on our board of advocates. They come to, you know, as many events as they can, are always offering, you know, support, advice, encouragement to anything that we do. So they were also recipients of the Spark Awards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was great, and they just seemed so grateful for that recognition. Just this past though, early in the spring, or in the later spring, you had a less lavish event. it was barbecue. It was great. It was wonderful. But you recognized this year's winners.
Yes.
So let's talk about them.
So we recognized Greta Watson, who also was a member of the Strucker Associates. She was the president of the Strucker Associates when the Mayborn was open. And they were, you know, a great, you know, important fundraising group and volunteer group. And so she played, you know, an instrumental role in the opening of the Mayborn, and it also continues to serve on our board of advocates. Just a wonderful supporter of the museum, as well as Leo Brown, who really has spent his whole life in connection with the museum. His dad was the director of the museum in the 60s and 70s and 80s, I think, Bryce Brown. And so Leo was a volunteer even as a child. They would go on, you know, collecting hunts and collect specimens. He worked in the collections. You find his handwriting on, you know, different labels throughout the collection. Really? And then he, you know, had a career, moved away, but has, you know, moved back to Waco within the last decade or so, and has been working with the museum since then. He's back in our collections department volunteering. He also established a research fund, a fellowship for students and Baylor faculty to be able to fund the research in our collection. And he did that in his dad's name. So we have the Bryce Brown Collections Research Fellowship that we offer to 2 fellows each year. I think we've just announced who those fellows are as well, but I don't have that. I don't have that information yet, but I think they were just chosen.
Well, that's awesome. And my husband said, I think, wasn't he driving the train at the Christmas? Anyway, he thought he was our little train driver when we were there for the Christmas lights. So you have so many wonderful community things. Let's talk a little bit about it's kind of a holiday in the park sort of thing at the Bill and Vera Daniel Village.
Yeah, so just last year we celebrated 5 years of Christmas lights in the village. It's been a wonderful tradition. It's one of the, you know, premier programs that we have in the historic village. And so 2 weekends in December, we are, you know, inviting you to, you know, enjoy, you know, a kind of a small town Christmas, step back into the past. It really feels like a fun, you know, kind of carnival. This past year we had a scavenger hunt. We have a train. We have food trucks. We were making ornaments. Santa is always there. And then we had Santa's workshop where folks could create their own cards with our, you know, with the help of our design den. They ran the Santa's workshop, and a lot of those cards were delivered to I think local retirement homes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was fun. I love being there. We did some singing, had some carols going on in the chapel, it was a lot of fun for me. And there's just such a wealth of fun and learning that is right here in Waco on the Baylor campus. at the Mayborn Museum complex. Just your thoughts. How many years now have you been there?
17.
I was going to say
maybe.
it's
Well,
been a while.
You were talking about your grandkids, and I have children, and it's been fun to, because I've been working there, since before
Right.
they were born, to see them grow up in the museum
Mm-hmm.
and fall in love with something new every time they go. So they just got to check out cats and dogs, and they wanted to go to every station. They wanted to, really learn everything, spend their time. But even though they've been there so many times, every time we go, they always find something new, and kind of what they love about the museum has shifted over time, which is really, really
sure
cool
that's
to
true,
see.
yeah. Yeah. Oh well, it's great, and it's just such a delight to get to think again on all the things that I love about the Mayborn, and of course you're chief among them. I've just been so glad to get to know you and to get to work with you, and talking about the Mayborn and how wonderful it is. What a gem it is in our community.
Well, thank you, Anne. I enjoy talking to you too. It's been many years, so we've been talking.
I know.
together.
I'm trying to think. The first time when I was still doing the Central Texas Living Show, it was some puppet person that we were trying to figure out how to make this puppet thing work. It was pretty crazy, as I recall. I went, okay, thank you, Rebecca.
Well, we always have something fun and interesting to talk about.
You do. You always do. And I love it. And so we're gonna have you on many, many more times. But yeah, we've got great things this summer. No reason ever to hear the words "I'm bored" come out of those kids' mouths.
We also have very excellent air conditioning.
That is for sure.
So if it's really hot and you need something to do, you should come to the Mayborn.
Yeah. But you do want to check out the village, and it might be a little toasty, but some of those little houses have got some air in them too.
They do. We have them. Some of the houses have real artifacts in them, so we
have to be
so we have
controlled,
an HVAC for them to preserve them. So it does make it nicer. And then the village is kind of almost in a valley. There's a lot of shade and tree cover, so it is nice. And a lot of families will have picnics out there. In the summer and other times, it's a nice place to hang out.
Oh, it's just great. So, all the good things. So don't miss cats and dogs. That's happening now through Labor Day at the Mayborn Museum. And again, how can folks get their tickets or just learn more information?
So you can buy tickets on the website. So you can just scan them whenever you come in. That's www.maybornmuseum.com, or you can purchase them in person. We have a lot of information on our website. We have a lot of fun activities related to cats and dogs this summer. We have a story time every Monday morning at 10:30, and we'll have some pretty cool special guests. The chief of police is coming with one of the police dogs later in the summer.
Oh, good, yeah.
We have the fire dog coming. John Morris is going to do a story time. So check that out. I think the slate of readers are on our website. And then we're also going to have a Cats versus Dog Day as well on July 12th, Saturday, July 12th. So you can, make a button that says, I'm a cat person or I'm a dog person.
Sort of your vote.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We have lots of fun activities that day.
Yeah, well, lots of great learning and fun ahead for everyone. Thanks again, Rebecca.
Thank you. Hi, I'm from the Mayborn Museum, and we are wagging our tails with excitement about our newest exhibit, Cats and Dogs.
This interactive, family-friendly experience invites you to explore the world through the eyes, ears, and noses of our furry friends. From our dog agility course to discovering how cats use their whiskers to see the air around them, this exhibit is packed with playful, hands-on fun.
But it's not just cute animals, there's science too. You can learn all these fascinating facts about our furry friends. Did you know that cats can survive falls from high places thanks to the way they twist in midair? Did you know that dogs can smell disease? You'll leave this exhibit seeing your pets in a whole new light.
We opened this exhibit with a bark and a purr this past May, and it's going to be open all summer long here at the Mayborn Museum, so come see us. We're also having really fun story times all summer long. We're going to have the Fuego Police Chief, the Fire Chief, so don't miss every Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. Plus, don't forget to stop in the museum store. We have brand new books, brand new plushies, great toys to celebrate your furry friends this summer.
So grab your pack, human or otherwise, and come see cats and dogs at the Mayborn Museum. While you're here, don't forget that there's so much more to explore. We have 143,000 square feet, and there's always something here for everyone at the Mayborn.
A trip to the Mayborn Museum is always fun. Say, I want to let you know about tonight's town hall meeting with Congressman Pete Sessions. That will be at 6 p.m. in the Robinson Junior High School cafetorium, 400 West Lindale Drive. I plan to be there to hear the latest of what's going on in Washington. The Ann Harder Show will be right back. It's brought to you by Main Event.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices, and that goes back to the absolute basics. Number one, it's I have to move, and number two, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Smoke Pub was created by a group of friends who share a passion for great whiskey and cocktails. Frustrated by the lack of easy-to-use cocktail smokers, we set out to design something better. Our goal was simple: make smoking cocktails quick, clean, and fun. After countless experiments, we developed Smoke Pub, the world's first electric cocktail smoker. Join us on this exciting journey and discover the magic of Smoke Pub, where unforgettable cocktails begin.
Have you ever wondered why so many pet parents are choosing to have virtual vet appointments? Online veterinary care is making it easier than ever to get expert advice for your pet. Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns and expand access to pet care. Book your first appointment today.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Some things I know and there's some things I don't. Some things I'll never understand. There's silver and gold, but why do they want to put that ring on that lady's hand? We don't need no ring so everyone can see we are so in love. There wouldn't be a thing but a sad memory, a push come to shove. I wanna rock in my chair, I wanna go Sunday driving, listen to a Willie and barely get by. And I hope I find some land, an honest woman to work in band. And I hope we play all across Texas. Hope we play all across Texas, yeah. Hope I grow old, but the reasons that I won't outnumber the reasons that I will. The way the world's a moving, earthquake, soul, and war proving, the world will surely end someday. So me, I've been living, taking chances I've been given, in case I don't grow old. And who's to say if I didn't wake today, my music would be dead and gone. I wanna rock in my chair, I wanna go Sunday driving, listen to a Willie and barely get by. by, and I hope I find some land on this woman a working band. I hope we play all across Texas. Hope we play all across Texas. 'Cause a hole in the water, it can't wash away the blood that's been spilled in foreign soil. Who says money will be enough? We can walk down the street and get blown up by the bus, or someone can pull the trigger. So I rock in my chair and I go Sunday driving, listen to old Merle, and I barely get by, and I hope I find some land on this woman a working band. I hope we play all across Texas. Hope we play all across Texas, oh yeah.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, spread good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Night's gonna be alright, we got whiskey. Even if it's 34 below, whiskey warms my soul, seems to get me. Feeling like there's some things I know. Like one day I'll find me a woman, and I'll be her guitar picking man. I'll go to work for weeks, I won't ever get no sleep. Come home drunk and she'd understand. There'd be hot meals, not no preheated. Like the BS these days I've been seeing. Young girls try to pull my mama, didn't raise no fool. Get out the grease in that frying pan. But this whiskey drinking got me wishful thinking, daydreams, all it is, I'm sure. I ain't got no band, I ain't got no girl, living in that whiskey drinking world. Got a friend named Oscar, and he said, if I bet I put it all on you. He smokes cigarettes with his right and his left, sitting right here and he's drinking whiskey too. So where does that get me? I say nowhere. And on second thought, do I even care? Only time will tell if I'm gone, heaven or hell, if I'm leaving at 7 or at 12. But this whiskey drinking got me wishful thinking, daydreams, all it is, I'm sure. I ain't got no band, I ain't got no girl, living in that whiskey drinking world. Oh yeah. Whiskey drinking got me wishful thinking, daydreams, all it is, I'm sure. I ain't got no band, I ain't got no girl, living in that whiskey, living in that whiskey, living in that whiskey drinking world.
Thanks for being with us. Tomorrow, we're going to hear from Carol Ferguson and Keep Waco Beautiful. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.